This chicken pot pie casserole is perfect for weeknight family dinners when you need just a little bit of extra southern comfort in your life. Let me show you how to make it. To begin this recipe, we're going to start by doing all of the chopping up front so that everything is prepped and ready to go. First, we're going to dice one medium-sized onion. Then we're going to dice up a cup of celery, which is 3 to 4 stalks depending on how big they are. And then next, we're going to mince 2 to 3 garlic cloves. Put all of this in a bowl and just set aside. We're going to use it here in a little bit. The last thing that we're going to chop is the chicken. You will need 3 cups of cooked chicken breast. It's roughly 3 large breasts or about 2 pounds, and we're going to cube this up. Now we're ready to start the base of this filling. To a large stock pot, you're going to add it to the stove over medium heat and add in 3 tablespoons of butter and start to let that melt. We're going to add in all of those chopped veggies. So dump the onion and celery right in, give it a good stir, add in the garlic, give it another good stir. And you're going to let these cook for about 3 to 5 minutes just until these veggies start to get really soft and fragrant. In the meantime, we can prep our liquid ingredients. Go ahead and get 1.5 cups of whole milk and 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Next up, we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of flour straight into the veggies and give that a really good stir. The flour is going to coat the vegetables, and this is what's going to help thicken the filling of the chicken pot pie. At that point, we're going to slowly add in the milk. I'll do about 1/2 cup at a time. Give it a good stir, slowly add the rest. Give it a good stir. After all of the milk has been added, do the same thing with the chicken broth. Add a little bit at a time, stir, add the rest, and stir. All that's left to do is add the last little final ingredients, which is 1 cup of frozen peas and carrots, and then all of that chopped chicken from earlier, and finally all of the spices to bring it all together. You're gonna add 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of basil, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. Give all of that a really good stir to incorporate and combine everything. And we're gonna let it simmer and cook for about 5 minutes or so while we prep our pie crust. I'm gonna be rolling this out into about a 10 by 10-ish square because I'm going to be using a 9 by 9 baking dish. So I'm going to roll this dough out just a little bit larger than the actual baking dish. After it's rolled out, I'm gonna grease that dish and then pour the filling straight inside, and then very gently I'm going to pick up the crust and lay it evenly on top. With my fingers, I'm going to crimp the edges and secure it to the edges of the casserole dish so as it bakes it stays in place. I just roll up the excess dough in towards the center of the baking dish, and with my pointer and thumb finger on both hands I pinch it and then bring them together, creating a nice little crimp, and I'm going to do that all the way around the entire edge of the dish. All that's left to do at this point is to cut a couple slits in the top of this so that the steam can escape while cooking, and then we're going to gently brush with an egg wash, place it in a preheated oven at 375 degrees, and we're going to let this bake for about 35 or 40 minutes. Once that time is up, remove it from the oven and let it cool for about 10 minutes before serving. This recipe I feel like is just so nostalgic for so many people, and it's just the perfect meal for a weeknight family dinner. The filling is creamy and delicious, full of flavor, packed with all the veggies, and then honestly my favorite part is always the pie crust. The edges are my preferred serving, so go ahead and scoop a big serving out into a bowl for yourself and all of your loved ones. For the full recipe, head on over to KentuckyLiving.com. Everything that you need to know can be found there. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen this month, and until next time, I'll talk to y'all soon.